All right, so welcome to the tracking section of your Zeropark guide, and let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so this is going to give you insight on tracking and the role of the destination URL. So the destination URL allows you to track conversions and monitors the campaign performance. Now, this is going to be an example. So we're just going to visualize how tracking works through a pigeon. So please, let's humble ourselves and look at this example of a humble homing pigeon. So a pigeon is sent to a destination with a message tied to its leg. Now, if that pigeon makes it to the destination successfully, it flies back to its home with the new message response. Postback URLs work in a similar way. The pigeon's home is the campaign in Zeropark. The pigeon is the visit, where the first message, it is carrying the user ID. The destination is the landing page. And the new message that comes back to Zeropark is going to be the click ID. So when it arrives back home, the conversion is counted in your count in volume in Zeropark. So along with the mentioned user's click ID in their system, there's going to be a bunch of other dynamic placeholders called tokens to keep track of additional information regarding one particular visit. So we're going to go over those available tokens later in this section. So let's dive a little bit further into server-to-server tracking, okay? Now you can add tokens to the destination URL that allows you to pass on different pieces of information. Now each token must be placed at a parameter name. The parameter name is an empty basket. You can decide which values are sent to it. So in our example, the empty basket is N1, and we're passing the target ID with the target token of a particular visit to it. So the parameter names show your tracking software what kind of data you're sending. In turn, the target token and the keyword tokens show Zeropark what data to send in those dynamic placeholders. And that is going to be represented in your tracking software. Now, here's going to be an example of how these tokens will look paired with the N1 and N2 parameter in your destination URL. If you would like to add another parameter like N3, then you can do so by using the ampersand symbol and following the same pattern. And you can repeat this process till all your sub IDs are taken. There's only a limited by number of free spaces in the tracker. So if your tracker doesn't have the ability to track all of the sub IDs, and literally that's really the only reason why you can't. All right, so you want to keep in mind that by using N1 and N2, like literally just examples, your parameters are going to be specific to each affiliate network, so you need to make sure you gather those. All right, so tracking your conversions. First, in the campaign edit form, you're going to need to add the CID, which is your click ID token, to your destination URL, which is going to be obtained from the tracking platform. So we're going to get that from our campaign element in volume, and then we're going to pair it with the tracking platform parameter name if they're not already included. And then next, we're going to go in the conversion tracking section and select a tracker that you're going to use from the list of trackers. Now this configures the necessary tracking tokens in a traffic source postback URL automatically. And if your tracker is not on the list, then you have to configure them manually according to the instructions provided by your tracker documentation. Then you're going to copy the postback URL that was generated by Zeropark in the clipboard. All right, so now you're going to need to select if you want to track your revenue manually or automatically. And then next, you're going to need to paste your postback URL to your traffic source setup in your tracking platform. So usually the appropriate section is called the traffic source postback URL or reporting conversions to traffic source in your tracker. Then you're going to append the tracking platform token that is used to store Zeropark's click ID at the end of the traffic source postback URL. And typically this is something called the external ID. All right, so your tracking platform. So if you're new to tracking, we highly recommend you using Zeropark's own proprietary tracking system, Volume. You can benefit from being able to manage your Zeropark campaigns within the Volume dashboard. And you can see all the changes immediately on your Zeropark account when you do that. And then you can quickly set and change your campaign bids, set custom bids by keyword, target, source, and country. You don't need to use postback URLs or tracking pixels, as your data from volume will be sent to Zeropark based on your client ID. And then tracking of Zeropark events is free. As your enrollment bonus, you can, and then also as your enrollment bonus, you can get 2 weeks for free. So, all right, so if possible, avoid Google Analytics, as there are issues and discrepancies that are quite high due to the database mismatches, tag firing, and JavaScript errors on the Google Analytics side. So it might happen that landing pages are taking like 5 to 7 seconds to load, which prevents your Google Analytics JavaScript from firing. So this won't record any visits on your end in the tracker, even though the visit has been delivered from Zeropark. All right, so here are going to be your list of available tokens. Now you can track by target, source, keyword, match, click ID, which is for your conversions, your traffic type, and your geo. You also have your visitor type, your campaign ID, your long campaign ID, your campaign name, your operating system, and so on. So these are going to be the special token placeholders that you would use and add them to your URLs so that you can track your conversions.